He visited his mother very often, much more than before, and instead of going with me and the kids, he began making excuses so that we wouldn't join him. I took my kids and left. He ran after me saying, "Don't misunderstand. I was just fixing her heater." Fixing her heater in a sleeveless shirt, I asked him, but I didn't stop. I went straight to my parents' house, crying my heart out. Without thinking, I dressed myself and the kids and went straight to my mother-in-law's house. This was my story. I hope you learned something from it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. My husband, on the other hand, tried everything to make it up to me. Slowly, life went back to normal, even better than before, and he never visited his mother alone again. My mother-in-law was very angry, but eventually forgave him. As for my sister-in-law, she left to her parents' house, threatening never to let her children see her again. But later, she returned to live in my mother-in-law's house because she couldn't afford the kids' expenses. He said, "I didn't want to, but my mother pressured me. She was sick and afraid she would die like my brother. She said someone has to raise my brother's kids. Their mother refused to stay unless she remarried into the family. So my mother forced me to marry her." I asked him directly, "What's between you and your brother's wife? How can your mother allow this?" He said, "She is my wife, by religion and law." He begged me, "Please don't leave me. I love you and the kids. It was only because of my mother." I said, "You must choose, me and our children, or her. No second chances." After a week, he divorced my sister-in-law completely and brought me the papers. We returned home with the kids. A week later, he came to see me. My father scolded him badly. At first, I refused to meet him, but later I agreed. I was shocked. I asked him, "When? Why? Did I do something wrong? Why would you do this to me?" But I didn't listen. I left the kids with her and went upstairs. I knocked on the door. When it opened, I froze. I was devastated. I told him, "So you raise your brother's kids while my kids lose their own father? If that's the case, then divorce me." 10 days later, he called me and said, "I'm going to Mom's, I might sleep there." But in the background, I heard my nephew's voice. I asked, "Are you already there or still on your way?" He said, "I'm on my way." I didn't believe him. She looked very uncomfortable seeing me there. And during our visit, I noticed her eyes were always on my husband. She spoke to him in a sweet, flirty way. My husband tried to avoid her, pretending nothing was wrong. When she saw me, she looked shocked and uncomfortable. I asked, "Where's Ezit?" That's my husband's name. She said, "He's upstairs with your sister-in-law." There was my husband, standing in just a sleeveless undershirt and sweatpants. And behind him, my sister-in-law, wearing a very thin robe with her hair down. He just kept giving excuses that made no sense. Sometimes he would call late and say, "It's too late now, I'll just sleep at Mom's." That's when I started to doubt him. I couldn't believe my eyes. I turned around and walked away without a word. I told her, "Okay, I'll go up to greet them." She quickly tried to stop me, saying, "No, stay here. I'll call him down." I told him, "We'll come with you. I miss your mom. It's been a long time since I saw her." He immediately looked annoyed and said, "Not today. Maybe next time. I'll be quick." But I insisted, "No, we're already dressed. Let's go." One holiday morning, I prepared clothes for myself and the kids. After breakfast, he got dressed to go to his mother's. I also dressed quickly, and when he saw us ready, he looked very nervous. Sometimes, things happen around us. We ignore them and say it's normal. But one day, you suddenly feel that something is wrong. After we went back home, I told him, "Let's move back into the old apartment near your mom's house." The moment I suggested it, he panicked. He said, "No, my job, it's not practical." After my brother-in-law's death, months passed, and I started noticing strange behavior from my husband. At first, I told myself, maybe he just wants to make up for the loss of his brother who passed away. But the truth was stranger than fiction. Even on his days off, he would go alone. When I asked why, he said, "The kids get tired from the long road." I told him, but the kids were younger before, and we still went together. He would leave work and go straight to his mother's place, calling me to say, "I'm already at Mom's, have lunch without me." On the way, he said I should call my mom to let her know you're coming. I told him, "No, let it be a surprise. She'll be happy to see us." I told him that before, you used to go to work from there. Living near your mom would save you all these trips. But he refused again and again. That's when I knew something was not normal. My husband used to visit his mother with me and the kids. But suddenly, he started going alone. When we arrived, we greeted my mother-in-law and the kids played with their cousins. Then my sister-in-law, my late brother-in-law's wife, came out of the kitchen. She was dressed up perfectly, with makeup, as if she wasn't a widow of only 8 months.